live. For some reason, it was down there for a second. Wouldn't let me go live, but here we are. We're here. We're live. We're ready for today's morning power call at a slightly different time. We are an hour early than normal. I'm going to drop in the chat and let everyone know to refresh. Refresh. Boom. All right. We should have everyone joining in now. All right, everybody. So today's morning power call, I have been getting. It's funny, right? It's like every so often I'll be in the chats, I'll be answering questions, and there'll be like a theme for the day where everyone will just be asking the same question. I say everyone. There'll be 4 or 5 people out of like the 200 questions that will ask like basically the same question word for word. And I tell myself, I should do a call. I should sit down and talk with these guys. I should answer this question for them. So that's what we'll be doing today. So there's a few people now. It's not designed this way, right? Most people go through the program, they finish the boot camp, and they have a pretty good grasp of what they can do to help businesses, right? They remember what I say about how businesses work and how they maximize value. They understand that and they understand where they need to step in and help. But there's some people, a certain percentage of people go through the boot camp, they learn how to write, they kind of, maybe their brain hyper focuses on the word side of it, and they forget some of the pieces about business itself and how you help businesses grow. And today I'm going to be talking about the ways we help businesses grow and why it's important to understand them. And also, I've got some really cool stories. I promised us on our last call that I would share some of the stories of the experienced guys put together. I've got a really, really good one from Ben. He's one of our new platoon sergeants in the Tiger Legion. I'm going to be showing you like his story because it's a really cool one. So I promised that from yesterday, so I'm going to do that at the end. But first, I want to talk to you guys about these principles about how we can help businesses. Before I do that, I want you guys to know real quick, as far as housekeeping goes, I've got a call with the Phoenix guys today. We've got a live copy review tomorrow, and we've got a live sales call review on Friday. Those last two, the copy review and the sales call review, those are open for everyone on the campus. I highly encourage everyone to show up on those because I will be breaking down live students' actual copies, students' actual sales calls, so you guys can learn some of the mistakes, learn how to actually synthesize the stuff I teach in the course a little bit better. Take my same mindsets when it comes to actual real copy that you see right in front of you and apply it to your own stuff. So that'll be tomorrow and Friday, so make sure you're tuning in for that. If not, you'll be able to catch the replays. All right, housekeeping's done. Let's talk about how to help businesses. So businesses are all an exchange of value, right? They give value to their customers, and their customers give them money. And they give them time and attention, right? But they give them money primarily. People only purchase when they believe in the depths of their heart that the thing that they are purchasing gives them more value than the value of the money that they are giving. They think they're getting a deal, right? If you think about it, right? Like you buy a sword because you're like, do I want a sword or do I want this money? Which is going to be more valuable to me? Definitely the sword. I'm trading this money for the sword, right? We buy different things for different reasons, but whatever that thing that we purchase, that course, that product, we watch a video for whatever reason, we think that, hey, the time or the money I'm going to spend on this is going to be worth more to me at the end of the day than the money I spend. It's all fair. It's all good. Like businesses aren't evil. They're just providing value that people find valuable, right? Most businesses aren't evil. Let's say there are some evil ones out there, but we don't like to work with those. We like to work with businesses who provide an insane amount of value to the people they work with. Now, for a business to be successful, they are rewarded for the amount of value they provide the world. So the more value they provide to a person, the more they can charge, and it'd still be a great deal for that person, right? So let's say that they provide $1 million in value to a person. If they charge over that person's lifetime $10,000, $20,000, $100,000 even for all of their services, to the person who purchases it, that's a steal. Now, the amount of money that a customer is going to spend with a business is called its lifetime value, right? So the lifetime value of a customer. So if you get a new customer over their entire lifetime with the company, maybe that lifetime only lasts 6 months with the company, maybe it lasts 60 years. It doesn't matter. How much is that a customer worth, right? Like I said, if you're providing $1 million of value to that person, maybe they're worth $10,000. Like they'll pay you $10,000. Maybe they'll pay you $50,000 over a lifetime. Maybe that's what they're worth, right? As an example. Now, as a business, there are two. Like if that's kind of the mechanics of how a business works, I'm trading time. I'm trading my product for people's money. I'm giving people value, and they're giving me money in return. The question is, how do you maximize that? So as a business owner, how do you maximize the amount of money you can bring in? Well, you do it through two ways. One, you maximize the amount of value you provide to each person. So you help more people get more value from your products. That means they help them purchase more of your products. You make your products more valuable. You add new products that you can sell them that will continue to bring value to their lives. You find new ways to give them value, so they will find new ways to give you money, right? That's one of them. That's increasing the lifetime value. And the other thing you can do is replicate that across as many people as possible. So you try to find new ways to bring new people in so that you can make more money, right? So again, in our example, let's say you have a lifetime value of $10,000 for one of your customers. Now, your incentive, like having one customer is cool, right? $10,000 is fun. But wouldn't it be better to have 10 or 100 or 100,000 customers, right? Like at that point, once you sort of maximize how much you can provide as far as lifetime value to the people, you want to really then start maximizing the scale, right? Or vice versa. Maybe you have a huge scale, you have 100 million customers, and you sell a $10 product. Like that's still pretty good. That's still pretty good numbers, right? Those are the two levers: those scale and lifetime value. Now, everything a business does to persuade people to either join their company as a let's see here. Let's check. I see a lot of haram going on. I think we're good. I think people are talking about some Tiffany. All right, some woman. Okay, that's why we're talking haram. Whatever. We're all good. I have nothing, no ill will against any Tiffany's in the world. But let's keep going. So we have lifetime value and scale. Now, everything a business does in marketing is to accomplish one of those two objectives. It's to either sell more product, i.e., convince people and give people more value through new products so they'll pay us new money, or it's to get new customers into a business. Now, the way that they do that is through marketing assets, through funnels, through different elements of online business. And you as a copywriter, you don't specialize in the ads. You don't specialize in actually creating, like, I want to say the ads. I mean, like the images or the actual setting up of Facebook ads on Facebook, or you don't really specialize on the design of a web page. What you specialize in is understanding the customer's experience and how to motivate that person and show them that what you are providing is valuable, right? That is what you specialize in. You specialize in the words for all of that. But you need to kind of know how the machines work, how the different pieces of it work. You need to understand how a lead generation funnel works, like these steps between these paid, like these different ads, and how many different types of ads and different ways you can write ads, and then how you can drive it to an opt-in page and what that opt-in page needs to look like and how to optimize that opt-in page. You need to understand how an email upsell sequence works. So once they've opted in, how to upsell them to a new product, right? You need to understand how a back-end offer works. You need to understand how webinars work. You need to understand how these different funnels work. And I talk about how they work in the program. I teach you how to go break them down. But you need to understand sort of the objectives of these different marketing assets. And then it's your job as a copywriter to come into either an existing asset. So look at their business and be like, oh, dude, like this webinar sign up page has got some serious problems. They're not using Curiosity at all. Or, they're talking to this particular avatar, but they haven't tried using this cool angle to work with them. Maybe they could start mixing this into their ads and their headlines and stuff like that. Or, this is a really cool product, but it's missing a good upsell. Maybe they could offer an upsell that would be this product and that product. It would be easy for them to fulfill. You step in, and it's your job to either creatively come up with new steps in their marketing funnel that don't exist yet, encourage them to do it, and then you're the guy who creates the words for them, or to look at their current marketing assets, their current funnels, and break them down and fix them. Like say, here's where it's broken, here's how I can fix it. So you're either bringing new opportunities or you are fixing their current stuff. Most people, when you show up, are going to have incomplete funnels, incomplete value ladders. They might have a really good way to acquire new customers, but they're not really upselling them on anything bigger in the back end. Or they have like a mediocre way to get customers, but on the back end, they're super upgrading everybody so you can help them with increasing their scale. Basically, what you're going to do is when you show up to talk with a business, or when you look at it, and you won't really know how to help every business from the outside until you sat down and talk with them on the inside, right? Once you sit down and talk with them, you're going to talk with them, and they're going to tell you about their actual goals, what they're trying to achieve. And you're going to look at their goals, and then you're going to look at how they're trying to achieve it, and you're going to see gaps. And you take all those gaps, and those are going to be projects that you can pitch them to do. Now, when you actually do them, You're going to be focusing on the words primarily. Usually people in their team will do the graphic design for you. They'll actually set up the ads and stuff like that. Mostly you'll just be writing a Google Doc and sending it over to them. But it's up to you to look at their business and try and find new opportunities for them to either attract new customers or sell more to their existing customers. And you bring value. The real value you bring as a customer, as a copywriter, and it isn't even like your ability to put words on a Google Doc. Your ability is to dive deep, understand their avatar, define their avatar from the first part, and then understand their avatar so well that you can present this person's product, this person's brand in such a compelling way that they see this massive amount of value that they're going to get for this little amount of money that they trade for it. That's your job. And you're going to do that every step of the way. Maybe the first trade that they do isn't even money. It's you're going to create YouTube video titles that are so compelling and share so much value, add so much mystery and curiosity that there's this much value for the 15 minutes they're going to have to invest to watch the video. Maybe that's the part of the job you do. But basically, you're going to take every step of these online funnels, every step of their business, and help customers see the value and desire the value so much that they're willing to pay whatever they need to pay to get that thing. That's where you step in. You help by understanding the avatar and by using better words, because all these marketing assets, everything from top to bottom, the most important thing you can change outside of the actual offer of the product, like what the actual thing is, the next thing that you need to change to improve it is the words. And that's where you step in to help. So that's how you help businesses. You help them use words better to motivate their avatar to take better steps so they can get more customers and help more of them at a greater value so you can help them grow. And it's up to you to show up to business, identify their weak points, identify maybe they don't have a lot of weak points, and maybe just identify new, cool, additional ways they can stack on top of what they're currently doing. But that's how you help businesses. So you might do anything from ads to sales pages to video, thumbnails to whatever. You might come up with different ideas, different ways to do it. Maybe you're going to branch out. You might even learn a new skill here or there, like how to do YouTube thumbnails, like I just said. You might learn how to do that on Canva. You might learn the new additional odd skill, but that's almost always going to be in reaction to coming across a specific need that a business has in order to increase their scale or increase their lifetime value. So there we go. That's how you help businesses. Now, you guys probably have a lot of questions. Go in and ask me in the Ask Professor Andrew channel. I will make sure I get to them. Guys, a lot of the stuff that I've also talked about today is going to be in the new Beginner Bootcamp that I'm working on. I'm going to call it the Beginner Bootcamp 3.0. And it's going to be a good opportunity for everybody to see this upgraded perspective on how to help businesses. One second, guys. I had my 2-year-old wanted to join the call, and I want to make sure he did not do that for this moment. So I told you guys about the stories that I had the experienced guys do. Real quick, you guys should be able to hear me. Yeah, hopefully not everyone hopped off, thought I was done. But yeah, I'm back. I told you guys that a while back, a couple of days ago, I went into the experience. I'm like, hey guys, you guys have all come in here and you've struggled through that early stage of trying to find clients and trying to learn copywriting. It's been difficult, and then you guys had a moment of insight and you're able to break through. And I think it'd be really fun if we could like collect your stories in like an HSO style format, so you can take these stories and I can share them with other people in the program so they can see how where they're at is like where you were at then, and how what you learned is something they can learn now. And it was cool, right? So we had a whole bunch of submissions, and I'm probably going to be sharing these with you like little by little throughout the next couple of weeks because they're really cool. But I want to read this one. This one's fairly short, and it's by Ben. He's one of our platoon sergeants. We just launched platoons inside of the Tiger Legion. We're testing it out in one Legion first before we spread out to everybody else. The Tiger Legions they're handling that one right now. Ben's he's the platoon leader for our first platoon, and he's crushing right now. The cool thing about platoons is you can't just like show up in a platoon. You have to earn your way into a platoon. Right now, we have the standard for entering a platoon as you have to like on your honor. Obviously, I can't track this personally, but like you have to have done your daily checklist every day for the last 7 days in a row. And if you've done that, you can earn your way into a platoon. So it's only for people who have earned their way in. But I wanted to share his story because he shared a really cool idea, a really cool experience where he earned his first money and what had to happen up until that point and some of the things he dealt with and what it was that changed it for him. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this for you guys. And I want you guys just kind of imagine. And like, as I do this, I want you all to make a little commitment to me, right? I want you, as we read this story, we got some crazy stuff in the chat. Yeah, so maybe we'll have to go ban some people. We'll do that afterwards. So right now, we're just going to talk about the video. So right now in the chat, like, I want you to, as I read the story, I want you to think about the story as if it's you. I want you to put yourself in that story. Again, I take some time out of my day every day to talk with you guys and to share this information. And I want you guys to get the most out of it. And to do that, I want you guys to promise me that as I read this story, you'll take time to actually imagine yourself in Ben's shoes. Like, take time to actually imagine yourself there. And as you imagine yourself there, I want you to be thinking and looking for insights and ways that you can apply what you learned from the story in your own life. So if you can do that, go ahead and put a yes in the chat. For those of you who are on the live call, just do a yes, or you can say something more fun like a heck yeah or whatever. Just like say yes. Just let me know that you guys are going to promise to take this seriously, because this is a powerful story. It's a simple story. It's a powerful story. But I just, once I can see some of you guys that I know you guys are going to make this promise, then I'll continue. Go ahead and read. Someone says promise. Yeah, exclamation point. Yes. All right, cool. You guys are on the call or dialed in, and we're ready to go. Okay, good. I want you guys to take this seriously, because Ben took a lot of time and put into writing this. And I want you guys to appreciate this because it's a good story. So this is what Ben said. He said, tons of free value was sent, but none of it worked. I was on the verge of quitting. With each passing second, my chances of actually earning real money from this whole copywriting thing grew weaker and weaker. But I had one last chance to prove myself. I called at 12:30 with yet another CEO. But this time something felt different. An energy of excitement filled the air just as I gathered notes for the call. It was as if all the times I had failed on the calls in the past needed to occur to give me the energy for this very moment. Also, I could see it through this time. But that same old friend, which I knew was all too well, tried to pull me back. Fear. My mind span its usual wheel of thoughts. Spun it, yeah. How on earth am I going to chat with a CEO? What if I come off as stupid? What if I fail again? But through a stroke of divine intervention, my mind was cast back to a video of that funny bald guy with his sunglasses that I watched when I was at my lowest. I remembered exactly what he taught me. Everything you want in this life is on the other side of fear. And taking that exact same energy, coupled with the sheer will to not fail again so I could prove what I was capable of, I went on the call and came off with my first copywriting client. And more importantly, the belief that I could do it all again. So I thought the story was brilliant. Like, I loved it, right? Because I remember that moment in my own life personally. I remember what it was like struggling before I had ever collected money on the phone from somebody. I'd ever collected money through a sales call. And I remember worrying about it and like wondering if I ever had what it'd take. And I knew I did. Like, I knew I wasn't like an idiot. So I knew I could do it. But at the same time, like, I'd failed so many times before then. I was like, dude, am I ever going to be able to do this? And I remember on the call when I knew it was going to happen, right? Like, I had this call with this. It was this woman business owner that I was talking with it was for like my first ever real business that I started on, like, by myself. And I was talking with her. And I was going through the script I'd written out, and I could tell that it was working, and she was going to say yes. And it started to kind of blow my mind. I was like, no way. Like, I'm going to actually land some money here. This is going to be crazy. And did the call, and collected the money over the phone. And I remember finishing the phone call, sitting back in my chair and looking. I was in like this weird co-working space that had like the weird unicorn on the wall. It was like some weird like coffee shop. It had a cool pool table and some weird decoration, but it was a wacky place to work. It was super cool though. I remember sitting back looking at all these things and thinking, man, my life is completely different. I have just collected money for value that I promised. Now I got to go deliver, and I did. It was great. But now I knew that from then on, no matter what happened, I could do it again. Like, exactly like Ben said. More important than the money I earned. I think I earned like $1,000 for that call. Like, it was like nothing. The most valuable thing that I got off of that first sales call that I ever closed was that belief that I could do it again. And the same thing happened for Ben here, and the same thing's gonna happen for you. Look, earning clients and making that gap, taking this giant leap from somebody who goes through the world with very little economic prospects to someone who can pull value out of the sky, essentially, who can pull money out of the sky because they can provide so much value to people. That's a huge quantum leap. And as you guys are checking, like cutting away at it day by day with the daily checklist and improving who you are, there'll come a turning moment where you become that person who the money just comes to because you've earned it, because you're that person. And Ben's story is a great one. That insight that he gained, that shift in his belief, that shift in who he was, that is something all of you will experience if you stick with it. If you continue like Ben did, if you continue to get up and you continue to oop your way through this, and you continue to choose to believe something more for yourself. None of this is possible until you believe that you can actually do it, until you believe you are that man. Once you think you are that man, you can actually act as if you are that man. If you can act as if you are that man, you can provide the same value that man provides. If you can provide the same value that man provides, you can earn what that man earns. But it all comes down to your ability to think and believe you're that person. If you think and believe you're that person, it's going to be very easy for you to start seeing opportunities to help businesses, especially coupled with the stuff I talked about today, especially coupled with the stuff you learn inside the boot camp and inside of the continued practice I give you guys. There are a million opportunities for you to show up and help businesses improve themselves. And if you believe you are the man who can do it, and if you act as if you are that man, you will be able to. My friends, it's been a good call. We've done this a little bit earlier. I hope you guys are able to take this information around with it. This has been a slightly longer call than normal, almost like 30 minutes. That's insane. But I'm glad we were able to join and have this time together. I'm glad you guys get the opportunity to be here. I love hearing from you guys. It's fun to interact with the chats. I'm glad we were able to get this done. I will talk with you guys again later today if you are in the Phoenix program, but I will talk with you tomorrow during our live call for everybody else on the live copy review call. And I'll talk to you on the morning power up before that. So it's just going to be a few hours basically before we talk again. So thank you guys very much. And I hope you guys are able to use this, and I will talk with you guys tomorrow morning. Take care, guys.